Welcome, I'm Air Fryer Tuck, where everything from my kitchen is oh so heavenly. Welcome, I'm Air Fryer Tuck, and today we'll be making empanadas with all of the flavor and none of the grease. Now don't let the name intimidate you. It simply means to coat or wrap in a bread or dough. Now the empanada does have a very interesting history. It is believed to have originated in Portugal and Galicia, a northwestern autonomous community of Spain. Now the delicacy was carried to Latin America and the Philippines by Spanish colonists, where to this day it is still a very popular dish, especially on holidays. Now this delicious little morsel has worked its way into many countries and different cultures under different names, primarily used by workers who had to be on the go, or even some of the warriors that needed a quick snack and didn't have time to sit down for a full meal on the road. We will be covering 3 areas today. First, the dough, what I tried, what didn't work, but most important, what did work and was the easiest to work with. Second, the filling, all the different options you may wish to try, and today we're going to give Sloppy Joe a shot. And finally, the baking, in this case, the air frying, to a golden, delicious treat you will enjoy. Now originally, the fillings consisted of tuna, sardines, or chorizo, but can also contain codfish or pork loin. The meat or fish is commonly in a tomato, garlic, or onion sauce. There's also the traditional veggie options of corn or cheese, or spinach and cheese, plus mushroom and garlic. Try something exotic, like squash, corn, and spinach. For a real treat, you can try pie fillings, like cherry or strawberry. But today, we're going to go with the very simple, least intimidating, and quick. Now you're more than welcome to experiment and try making your own dough. But don't forget, this is all about making it easy, quick, simple, and all of the flavor with none of the grease. What I did was, I went out and bought pre-made dough. I went and got it in pizza crust, pie crust, crescent sheets, and biscuit rolls. I went and tried it side by side, and let me show you how it went. First, I tried the crescent roll dough. I placed a light layer of flour on the cutting board to make it less sticky to the board itself and me. I tore off 2 triangles from the roll to make a square. Then I tried to knead the seam out of the dough and then roll it into a ball using the rolling pin to try and make a flat circle. I found the dough too gooey and hard to work with. It was just too time consuming, and making that perfect circle was not an easy task. Then I tried the biscuit dough. It was a little easier to work with, that it already came pre-cut, and I just had to try and roll it into a flat circle. Again, that flat circle was challenging. Next, I tried the pizza crust dough. As soon as I got the container open, I folded out the sheet, and yes, it was already flat, but I found it to be just as sticky and gooey as the crescent dough. I stretched it out as much as I could, and so I could use my cookie cutter, and it was sticking to everything that I didn't want it to stick to, but I did manage to get a few flat dough circles out of it. I cut off the excess and tried to salvage what I already had. I finally got to the pie crust. It came rolled up in a tubular form. As soon as I unfolded the dough, I liked what I saw and the texture that I felt. I flipped it over with ease to get the edges flattened. Then I got my 3-inch cookie cutter. I liked that it went in clean and also came out clean. Then I tried my 4-inch cookie cutter and got a couple of more circles cut out. Also, I like that the excess also came off clean and didn't pull on the remaining dough. As I mentioned earlier, we are making this batch with the Sloppy Joe filling. I like to use the 80% lean ground beef that we will cook until brown, then drain the excess fluid, add the Sloppy Joe mix, and blend it in well. After letting it cool, we carefully add about a tablespoon of the mix to each of the 3-inch discs of dough that we had cut earlier with the cookie cutter. We slowly fold each disc in half, creating a pocket with the filling inside, stretching it far enough so the ends of the disc meet, being careful not to tear the thin dough as we do this for each of the empanadas. We take a fork and slowly work our way around the empanada as we uniformly press and seal the edges. We want to be very careful, making sure that we are sealing the edges as far in as possible without causing the prongs of the fork to pierce the pocket with the filling. With my air fryer, I found that it works best setting it at 370 degrees for 8 minutes. And as soon as you hear the beep, first be aware that they will be very hot. Go ahead and take them out, let them cool, and very soon those golden brown delicious morsels will be ready to delight all those who partake. I'm sure you're telling yourself, why air fryer tuck? That was so easy, quick, and simple. There's no possible way it could be easier, quicker, or simpler. Or is there? There are many canned products that are fully cooked. It could be beef, ham, or even tuna if that's what you like. In this case, I went with chicken. Just add it straight out of the can. Carefully add an appropriate amount to each empanada depending on whether it's a 3-inch or a 4-inch circle. Although I was using a fork, it's about a tablespoon for the 3-inch disc. And if you wanted to add a little zest to the flavor, I got some barbecue sauce. I just added a couple of squirts to the can. Then I mixed it right in. Then I added, in this case, about a tablespoon of the barbecue mix to the 4-inch disc. Then I proceeded as previously instructed as far as folding, then air frying the empanadas. Now go out and try it on your own. Dabble with different meat and fruit fillings. And try different settings on your air fryer to get that crisp, golden brown, and tender crust. And yours too will be as delicious as Air Fryer Tucks, where everything from my kitchen is. Oh, so heavenly.